Okay, in my very last video that I just uploaded a minute or two ago, I explained the design concepts that I'm using here where the hedge ends. I've got this nice entranceway, little pathway. I'm going to be adding some decorative grasses, and soon I'm driving to a nursery and I'm going to pick up some emerald cedars and get them planted. Now before I start planting, you can see I've been tampering down. This is a tamper here. This thing is awesome. You know, when you're spreading grass out, it's basically just a big stomper, and it helps pack the dirt down again. Because I wanted to make sure that I had good rain flow. It's basically downhill all the way, so I'm going to be adding some little berms. Is that what I don't know what they're called. I'm going to raise the ground in a few spots so the water doesn't just flow right down. But I've got it packed down here, and now I'm going to start planting. And first on my agenda are my decorative tall grasses. Now, to make this easier to handle, I'm going to chop it all down. It should be chopped down at the end of fall anyway. So when I chop it down, I actually cut the stalks off right at the base, and then I cut them into tons and tons of little pieces like this. Just makes them easier to handle. Now I got some potatoes to dig up still, and when I've got a big hole where my potatoes are, I'm going to take this green waste, this grass, put it in the hole, cover it up, and it'll decompose over the winter, adding nutrients to my soil. Nothing is wasted. And there we go. It's all cut down, a lot easier for me to manage. And I got a bucket full of green waste, all the leaves. I'm going to dig that in the soil. It'll add nutrients to my garden. Now, when you're doing the transplanting, you need to have the proper tool. This is a transplant shovel, narrow and long, and that's going to help me dig out those grasses very easily. Okay, I dug all around it. I divided it into 3, make it easier. Once I pulled this one out, I just banged it on the ground, and you can see it's very loose, very light, lots of root mass that'll help it sink its roots into its new home very soon. Now, it's important to remember and realize how big plants get. This looks really small, but give it 2 or 3 years where the roots will get in there really well, and the grasses are going to grow a good 2.5 feet that way and a good 2 feet this way. So that's why I'm pulling it back and pulling it back so that it'll have room to grow. I'll fill in the rest of the area with a nice ground cover. Done.